March 21st, 2010. That was my birthday, and that was the day they both got sentenced.
It have a lot to do with trauma in our past that lead us kind of down the wrong road.
And I was already in a lifestyle that was headed that way. I started that early at about 16.
I was in the 11th grade when my dad passed. My life kind of took a turn right there. I had some more trauma in my life where I was ejected from a truck. So I was in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair now.
We did have bonds, but we could not afford the bond.
Meanwhile, for a year, I have 3 babies. One of them still in Pampers.
Bless my mama's heart. She took them without question when they could have been lost in the system.
At this time, my mama have my daughter and Nadia's 2 girls.
So I'm taking care of the kids.
I have 2 daughters, and they were 1 and 4.
My daughter was 3. I met ladies that didn't have nobody to get their kids and stuff like that. So
they'll get out. They'll be all right. They'll get probation. They'll come home.
I did 10.5 years on a 20-year sentence.
The judge sentenced her to 20 years. And at that point, the lady in front of me turned around and she had tears in her eyes. And she said, "I am so sorry." They sentenced Chris first.
I won't use it as an excuse because I did make my choices and my decisions or whatever.
They sentenced her to 12 years and I was just stunned that they gave her 12 years. And all I could do was get up and leave because there was nothing I could do. There was absolutely nothing I can do about it. I didn't feel like that was the solution to lock them up. They needed help. They were having issues and nobody dealt with that.
We might have victims, but we are victims ourselves of different situations and circumstances.
So it's me. Everything now is on me.
She had 2 daughters going to prison.
So I had to take care of these little babies. I had daycare, groceries. So we just took care of the babies and did everything that we had to do for 10 years.
You know, you get to hug your mom and your sister or your niece, your child, and being detached from that.
That's the worst thing you can do to me is take me from my sister.
We remained a family as much as we could. And when visitation sometimes got real deep.
And we cried at the visitation, me and Nadia.
Even though we were sisters, we could not visit together. So my mama would have to see me and then sit 2 more hours to see her.
We would talk every day. I would be talking to one and the other one was calling. And I had to make sure that they could talk to those babies. Because the girls would say, "Is mama calling?"
I can't even describe it. It was just horrible. I would call every day, and then she would call right after, or my mama would just have got off the phone with her. We were still like telekinetically connected, soul ties.
They knew everything because we talked every day. When we got a report card, I would send a copy of the report card.
So I was trying to parent, but who am I? You know what I'm saying? Where am I? I'm not there.
It was mostly the behavior that they had at school rather than the grades. But mom and I would talk about it. I even took them to some counseling. One would get a depressive spirit on her. The other one would be angry when they weren't there for the holidays. And I think that kind of hit the girls a little bit right there as well.
She might still have feelings toward me going away, and maybe my baby is stressed.